Welcome to the Nebraska Hawkeyes. These guys are brave! They're Hawkeyes, living in enemy territory. Listen, these guys are way past their prime, but they're still Hawkeyes! They're spreading the Hawkeye hype to all of Nebraska. The frost advisory is canceled! Corn Huskers? More like corn suckers. Are you ready for this podcast? Let's go Hawks!
All right, welcome back to the Nebraska Hawks Nest, your Hawkeye oasis located in the Nebraska desert. I screw that up every time. On the show today, we have Iowa Hawkeyes basketball forward Patrick McCaffrey. How's it going, man?
Everything's good. How about you? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So how's classes and everything going right now? Getting back into the swing of things?
Yeah, just kind of getting back into the routine a little bit. It's weird going back to classes. I got some in-person classes, so I didn't have any of those last year. So just kind of getting back in the groove, getting used to everything, fitting it all in with workouts and all that type of stuff. It's been good. I've enjoyed it so far.
It's probably nice to get back to some normalcy and start to live like a normal life.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It's
especially
awesome.
Like I can't imagine that kind of thing happening in college. Like
it was unique. That's for sure. It was definitely unique.
Yeah, well, it'll be nice to have fans back in Carver again and get everything back to normal. But
that'll be awesome.
Really want to start from the beginning, Patrick. So when you were coming out of high school, there was obviously more attention on you at a younger age, considering who your dad is. Were you ever at any point during your recruitment process considering any other schools, giving any other schools an actual look? Or were you the whole entire time like, I'm going to play for my dad and I'm going to Iowa?
Yeah, I never really wavered with that. Like, I got some, like on the day that we could get texts and calls, I got some texts and calls from other Power Fives. There was probably only one other school that I would have listened to. I won't name them. That was probably other school. There's one other school that I would have like maybe considered. But like, I never, especially with my brother being here, like that was also a huge thing for me because me and him have always been really close. My mom being able to watch every game. I just thought that it was just a win-win situation for me, like just to be here. And so there was probably one other school that I would have listened to, but they never contacted me. So I was really incredibly happy with my choice to come to Iowa, and it's been a dream so far.
I think fans would have been so heartbroken. Like they watched you from like such an early age, and it watched you develop and grow. And if you had ended up going somewhere else, they'd have been like, "Oh my God!"
That wouldn't have been ideal.
No, that would have killed us. I'm sure your dad wouldn't have been. He would have been happy for whatever would have been best for you. I'm sure because that's the kind of guy he is. But we love seeing you there, and we're all calling our shot. This is going to be your year. We're all thinking this is going to be your breakout season. So we're really, really excited to watch you get out there this year. What's some of the things that you've really been working on in the off season to really take that next step on the court this year?
I would say, so I think first and foremost, my body, my strength, my conditioning. Putting on weight is something that's difficult for me, but I've gotten a lot stronger and more comfortable in my new frame because I put on a ton of weight last off season. So I was still kind of trying to figure out how to play with all that, how to move with all that, like throughout like that season. And then, just kind of get more comfortable with my body. But then now I feel like I'm kind of coming into my own physically. I feel like I'm stronger than I was. Maybe my weight isn't that much higher. I probably gained about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 pounds.
Okay.
But my strength, then like within my frame and everything like that has gotten a lot better. And as well, and along with that, also my conditioning is something that I need to improve on. I think with the way we're going to play this year, we're going to be really up tempo. We're going to do a lot of pressing, all that kind of stuff. So I think I need to be in really good shape if I want to play the minutes that I'm going to play. So I'm really been working, trying to get in good shape. So I'm ready to handle that style in those minutes so that I'm ready to go. I don't want to ever be out there not playing at 100%. So I would say those two things first and foremost, but then also, and I think that stuff really benefits me from a defensive standpoint, being able to like really like get after it defensively, being really good shape, really put pressure on the ball, because I can use my length and my athletic ability to my advantage. So I think that's something that, as if I'm in good shape and I can get stronger, so I'm able to use my body a little bit more, is something that I think will really benefit me in the long run. Yeah. And then offensively, just everything that has to do with me having the ball in my hands, like whether it's my ball handling, my shooting, passing, my shot off the dribble. I'm really comfortable with the ball in my hands right now, as comfortable as I've ever been in my life. Whether it's like using pick and rolls, just bringing the rebound, bringing the ball down transition, just in all things handling the basketball, this is as good as I've ever felt with that. And then including just being able to kind of shoot like off different moves, off different, actions, all that kind of stuff. And then also, I think the last thing I'll touch on here, my shooting, I think is something that I've been a good shooter, but I think something that I need to improve on is just like my consistency. And I think that'll come with more consistent minutes. My consistency with my jumper will come, but then also I'm working on a lot of different shots, like off the move, like off lifts, because rarely in games you're just going to get like catch and shoot, stand still threes. It's a lot more like slides, drifts, like lifts, off screens, all that kind of stuff. So that's the stuff I've really been honing in on and trying to get better with this summer.
Okay. Who is one player on your team, a teammate of yours, that nobody's really talking about right now, that you're thinking, wait till we hit the court this year, this guy's going to be a surprise, it's going to show some people some things?
Well, I think Chris Murray is going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's really good. He had a really nice dunk yesterday when we were playing. But I think Chris Murray is really good. He can shoot it really well. He can be a matchup problem. He's a scorer. He's strong. I think Chris Murray's really good. I think somebody else that has really impressed me is Tony Perkins.
All right.
Just like he's just a scorer. Like he just can get buckets in bunches. He can get really hot. He can make jumpers. He can go to the basket. He's really good defensively. He's really active, looking for steals and all that kind of stuff. So it's somebody that I like playing with defensively because he always is going to get after it. I would say those two are two guys that I think are really coming along well. And I really like Peyton Sanford also. I think he's going to bring a new dimension to our team. I think he's really good.
All right, that's a great answer. I'm super excited. I think you guys are being underestimated big time, and I think we're going to come out and have a great team this year. And a lot of Hawkeye fans are really excited about this year's team. But we want to ask you about some of those core years, playing out in the driveway, playing with Dad, playing with Connor. Who was the one that was dominating out the driveway? Did Dad kind of handle things, or how did those games go growing up? Because those had to be pretty fun.
Dad didn't really participate with us very much because I don't think he wanted to lose. We could beat him probably pretty early on.
Okay.
So it was mainly just me and Connor, but we went through a couple of years where we didn't play because if we played, we'd fight.
Okay.
Like it just would end in punches. And then we kind of turned all of our energy into bullying Jack, the younger, or like having Jack play with us, and then we really be hard on Jack. But like I would say probably Connor, just because of his mentality and just like how he is. He's incredibly competitive. And so I would say Connor probably got the best of me most of those. I'm starting to get the best of him now, but and then also, but we spent a lot of time just kind of picking on Jack, trying to get Jack better, trying to make sure Jack ends up being the best, which we don't know if that's going to be the case, but we're going to try.
How old is he now?
He's going to be a freshman. Well, he is a freshman now, so he's 15. He just turned 15 like last month.
All right. How tall is he?
About 6'7", 6'8".
Woo! All right,
yeah,
we might have another one here. I gotta tell you, like, not taking anything away from you, but the one thing I love about Connor, your brother's game, is he doesn't take any crap from anyone out on the court, and I love, and Iowa fans love that about him. He plays with a fire, and he is a floor general. Mm-hmm. And he does a great job of running the offense, keeping things going, and not putting up with any crap. Because one team that I can think of that really pushed a lot of buttons, at least for us as fans, and you can tell me if it was different on the court, was Illinois. A lot of times when we played them, I know myself as a fan, caught myself screaming at the TV, jumping up and down, getting really angry. What was that one team for you guys that when you see their logo, when you see them take the floor, your heart rate picks up a little bit, you get a little more fired up, and you just want it just a little bit more maybe than some of the other ones?
I would say there's two for me, and it's Iowa State and Illinois.
Okay.
It's those two. I've just always never liked Iowa State. Like I didn't really have a problem with Illinois until probably my freshman year, the year that I sat when they started getting really good.
Yeah.
And we had those really crazy games. And like I swear, like there's so many like Illinois fans always come out of the woodwork on like Twitter and Instagram, whatever. Like
Yeah.
they say all types of stuff, and it just and I don't understand why. Like they have like I have respect. Like I have tons of respect for the program and all those guys.
Yeah.
And obviously they're phenomenal players and all that, but it's the fan bases for Illinois and Iowa State that I can't stand.
Yeah, Ryan Kreiner, we had him on a few months back, and he said that Illinois was the one team that he just hated. He's like, I can't stand those guys. They're so chippy and trying to, get us going all the time. And he was like, whenever we beat them, that just felt real good.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I definitely agree with him on that.
So back when your dad got the job at Iowa, we heard a lot about your mom, how fiery she was in the stands and what kind of person she was, and how great of a person she is. Tell us a little bit more about your mom, Margaret, because we don't hear a ton about her. Coming in, like we said, we heard a lot about her early on, but she stays pretty behind the scenes, and we don't hear a lot about her.
Yeah, I would say she's incredibly passionate. I think first and foremost, she really cares about my dad, and she like really cares about his teams. And I feel bad because she puts a lot of pressure on herself, but like she has no control over what goes on out there.
Yeah.
So I feel kind of bad for her, and I try to tell her relax sometimes. But now I think it's even harder on her with me and Connor out there too. And she really is protective over her sons as any mother is. And she really like she doesn't like when people say things like about us and about our dad.
Yeah.
So she gets really defensive, and she just like. And I think she knows a lot about the game. She played it at a really high level. She played professionally. She played at Notre Dame. So I think her knowledge of the game and like really like also plays a role in it and how competitive she is, because she was a really good basketball player. And she probably, if her knees didn't give out, she still probably would be a pretty good basketball player. But she's incredibly passionate. She's incredibly loving. And I think sometimes that can get like it could be misconstrued a little bit by other people as they just look at her and say other things or whatever. But I just say she's incredibly passionate, and I love my mom to death. I'll ride with my mom till I die. So
yeah,
I think like I'll always be behind my mom regardless. So it's just kind of like there's times where we got to reel her in a little bit because she just cares that much about us, and she'd do anything for any of us. So that's just kind of something that I'll always respect, and no matter how she's acting, that's something that I always have to keep in mind and respect and care about.
That's great. We're going to do a little name association here. Tell me a little bit about the man, Hawkeye Elvis. A lot of people don't know the connection to the family. Talk a little bit. Yeah, most people don't know that.
Who loves that fact? Joe Toussaint loves the fact that Hawkeye Elvis is my cousin. He said every time we see Elvis, he'll tap me on the shoulder and be like, "Look, it's your cousin." Nobody knows that though.
No, we had him on, and he told us about his relationship with Fran and how excited he was when he found out Fran got the job. And I'm like, what a crazy connection! And now he's like tight with Frank Garza, and just what kind of guy is he? Because when we interviewed him and our interactions with him, he seems like a pretty amazing person.
No, Elvis is the man. He's really energetic. He's got all types of energy. I mean, he shows up to our games in an Elvis costume. Like, that's awesome. Like, it's so cool.
They're cool costumes too.
Exactly. It's very nice. I think he's like my mom's aunt's stepson or something like that. So I don't even know if we're related by blood, but like we're still related. So like it was pretty cool. Like, because we go to the football games or whatever, like right when we got here, and like he'd be on the big screen in his Elvis suit. And I think that was before he really had the notoriety that he does now as Elvis. So it was like kind of crazy because we'd see him and he'd come to practice before and he'd be in his Elvis costume, and the players would look at him and be all confused. But now everybody knows who Hawkeye Elvis is, and he's one of our most passionate fans. He's always really positive, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
It's always good to have the fans that are really positive of us no matter what. And he's one of them. So I'm really happy that he's in our corner, and I love Hawkeye Elvis. He's the man.
I mean, just from like a regular fan, seeing a full-grown man dressed as Elvis in that cool costume, he's a really intelligent, well-spoken guy with
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
perspective. So he's a great guy. So any fan that hasn't got a chance to talk to him, you should. He loves taking pictures with fans. He's a great guy. He's probably like, you know how they have like at Ohio State, they have Big Nut, the guy that wears that costume. I feel like he's kind of our guy. Like he's
Yeah,
our famous fan. So
he is. We got him.
So tell us a little bit about when you were granted the number 22 uniform, the story that went behind that. I know that they had to take that out of retirement, and I know there's a little bit more meaning behind that, which after we did a little bit of research, I didn't know any of this. Can you inform fans about the story behind that?
Yeah, so basically, I've been wearing 22 my whole life. My favorite player at Siena, my dad, was number 22. His name was Ryan Rosser.
Okay.
He was my favorite player, so I always wore 22. Every jersey I ever had, I wore 22. And so I got to Iowa, and I still wore 22 with everything. But there was this other kid who was on. He was a little older than me, so he was on different teams than I was. But he also always wore 22, like that was his favorite number. His name was Austin Schrader, Flash is what we called him. And so he was a really good athlete, played a bunch of sports. And around the same time, we started dealing with health issues. Turns out both of it was cancer, so we got bonded like a lot through that way. So it's just kind of like it was just kind of crazy. It was a crazy coincidence that we both wore that same number and we were both going through the same things at the same time. In our relationship, even though it was like different forms of cancer, it was like incredibly meaningful to both of us because nobody really knew what we were going through except like each other. So that's a bond I'll share with him for the rest of my life. And I'm still like, I was texting his dad yesterday. I'm still incredibly close with the family to this day. And I'll forever love Austin. I got a couple tattoos for him, and that's my guy forever. So I was incredibly blessed that Mr. Seberg would let it come out of retirement for that. So I wrote him a letter asking for his permission if I'd be able to wear it, and he let me wear it. So I'm forever grateful for that, and I'm just incredibly happy that I get to keep representing Austin at Iowa.
That whole situation, just pure class from everybody involved. That's a really cool story. I hope more people get to hear about it because it's not talked about enough. It's pretty cool. So Patrick, walk us through a little bit about your journey with being diagnosed with thyroid cancer, how difficult that has been for you over the years, and now coming full circle, being ahead of it, being healthy, being able to play, how that's been, because as fans, we're not living it with you. We're not going through the ups and the downs, and how the medicine drained you and took so much energy out of you. We feel like from an outside perspective, as a Hawkeye, we care a ton about you, and we're watching you day in and day out, hoping for the best for you. And we feel like we're kind of riding that journey with you, but we're definitely sitting in the back seat and not truly living it like you are. Walk us through that journey, how difficult that's been, and how great it feels now to be able to play and put that behind you.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely unique. It was something that obviously not everybody else goes through. And this is something Austin and I used to talk about all the time. Like for us, like it felt normal because we were both going through it at the same time. So like it felt normal. But then like I look at my peers and like see everything that like they're going through and all that kind of stuff, like in school and all that. And like as I kind of grew older and got smarter, and like I was like, that's not like normal. Like going to the hospital this many times, like whether it's for me or to visit him, like that's not normal.
Yeah.
So like I think that was something that I had to come to a realization with, and that was really hard for me. Was that like this, like not everybody goes through this. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, okay, well, why are Austin and I going through this if like it's not normal? And like that's something that I want to like try to stress to kids that are going through the same thing is like it's not normal. Like you guys are different. Like you're like and that's incredibly powerful. People a lot of times think different isn't good, but it's great. So whenever I try to talk to somebody about this kind of stuff, and I just want to let them know that like it's not normal. Like your life will become normal after this. Like you'll beat this or whatever. You'll get through this.
Yeah.
I've actually just reached out. There was a Wisconsin player that was recently diagnosed with osteosarcoma. He played at Wisconsin last year, just transferred to South Dakota. So I've been keeping in touch with him and just kind of talking to him about it, even though it's different types of cancer. It's just like having somebody that like heard that word too, even if it's different types or whatever, is incredibly powerful. But so as far as like my medicine goes, like on a daily basis, like it just like I don't have a thyroid, and I don't think anybody really knows what the thyroid really is. I didn't know until I had to get it taken out. So it like regulates my metabolism, and it's actually a lot more important than I think most people realize. So me not having one is a pretty big deal because I have to take a pill every day, and just with my schedule and with my like activity level or whatever, the pill can't really like doesn't really activate at the right times, like all that kind of stuff. Like when like there's certain times where like I need a thyroid, whether I just got done with a really hard workout or whatever. Like there's times where I finish like a hard workout and like my teammates will go like want to go sit down, eat dinner, all that kind of stuff. I just have to grab it to go and I have to go sleep it off. Like I just have to go sleep, and like my body just kind of shuts down. And that's not even really like a choice that I'm like, it's just kind of like my body like just kind of shuts down. So I have to just go sleep. And, you know, like I just get a lot more exhausted than most of my peers. But, you know, it's kind of something that I've learned to deal with. Like I've always like as long as I can remember, like I always like have felt this way. So that's kind of something that like I've always like kind of had to combat and work through. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that. And I've been able to kind of work with like my mom, my dad, our coaches, like my doctor, like our nutritionist, like all that kind of stuff to kind of figure out a plan of attack for me. And I think we've found that here, and I think I'm going to find a lot more success. And so like it's been a long journey. There's times where I don't like there's good days and bad days. There's days where I feel good, there's days where I don't feel good. And you know, just kind of you got to show up to work every day, put your hard hat on, and just come in ready to work. And that's kind of something that I've always tried to do, you know, just kind of come in and do my work really hard, and just kind of try to overwork this whole thing and just kind of put myself in a position to where I can be successful.
Hey man, just keep pushing. We're all behind you. We're all behind you 110%, man. And that's just a great story, and puts a lot of things in perspective for people. Just, you know, and I think that's one of the positives of something that you went through is it does give you perspective. It makes you appreciate things maybe that other people don't. And absolutely. So that's a really positive thing, and that's something great to remember. So on a lighter note now, we're gonna dig deep here, Patrick. We're gonna get to know you ask you some ridiculous questions about yourself. Okay, so
all right, I'm ready.
You got to focus, man. Focus here. All right,
I'm locked in.
All right, so we're gonna get to know Patrick McCaffrey right now. Patrick, what is your favorite fast food?
Pancheros.
Really? You're just not saying that because you're just a Hawkeye, right? Like NIL deals?
No. I don't have an NIL deal with them yet. Although I need to get on that because I know the guy who invented it. He used to be my neighbor, and I went to school with his son, so I need to probably get on that. But yeah, Pancheros easily.
Pancheros, like get off the couch and sign the kid. I mean, this makes a ton of sense right here. That's going to be done here shortly. We'll be tweeting them here pretty soon.
I'll retweet all that.
Heck yeah! All right, favorite movie. You have to pick one.
I love the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay, those are good.
Yeah, no, I love the Fast and Furious movies. I said those are probably my favorite. And then my dad's a Philly guy, so Rocky too.
Okay.
All the Rocky movies, and then Creed now too. So I'd say those two groups of movies are my favorite.
Tell me you didn't like Tokyo Drift though, like that.
No,
I love those movies. That one was terrible.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I probably fell asleep halfway through, but
yeah.
Fast 5, the fifth one, is arguably my favorite movie like ever. I've seen it a million times. Can probably quote it word for word.
Okay.
But, yeah, I would say those movies are awesome.
Okay, so I'm getting from this, you know, for you to love those movies, you're a car guy. You love cars.
Yeah, I do like cars. I do.
If you could drive absolutely anything, you're graduated, you're moving on, you signed a professional deal. What car are you going to drive?
Ooh.
First one. You're going to be pulling into the arena with your teammates, and this is the first ride they're going to see you roll up in.
Let me think. There's a lot. I really like G-Wagons.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like G-Wagons.
Okay.
I feel like I've definitely thought about this before. I'm blanking on what car. I think I have to say a Dodge Charger, right? Because of Fast and Furious. I gotta say that.
Okay.
So I would say those two probably, Dodge Charger or G-Wagon. But I also like my Blazer right now. I like that a lot. It drives real smooth. I like it.
Yeah, those are sharp. I like those. I have a Dodge Challenger. It's a Hawkeye Challenger. So I put some black and yellow stripes on it. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I put black and yellow custom leather in it too. So
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. I love it. I take it to car shows and I'm like, oh, I think it's pretty cool. And I see what these other guys got, and I'm like, all right. And I'm kind of low man on the totem pole, but I don't care. I still like it.
Hawkeye,
all right,
man, that's over the top.
Heck yeah, man! You got to rep the Hawks every day. Favorite sport other than basketball?
Baseball. I've
Baseball.
always loved baseball. My brother plays baseball. I used to go to all of his games when he was in high school, and I'll still go to pretty much everyone I can since he's been in college. But I love watching baseball. I love the Phillies baseball. I also do love football though too.
Okay.
Love
one under. What? Oh yeah, I can't wait. Football. We're right around the corner, man. It's almost here.
I'm so ready.
I know, me too. I can't freaking wait. One underrated sporting event I need to tell you about, since you said you're a baseball fan, is the Big Ten baseball tournament in Omaha. It's a lot of fun, a lot of cool places to eat and hang out down around the stadium in downtown Omaha, and it's super easy to get a ticket. So you'll have to come down and check that out sometime when the Hawks are playing.
Omaha is really cool, like really underrated town.
It is.
Check it out. I don't think I've ever been there.
It's fun. There's a lot to do. If you think Des Moines fun and big, Omaha's a lot bigger. So it's kind of like a little bit of a beefed up Des Moines.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
Favorite athlete of all time?
LeBron James.
Okay. Leads me into my next question. Jordan or LeBron? Who's better?
LeBron James. Easy.
What? No. Oh man. I respectfully disagree wholeheartedly, but all right, give me what your top reason why.
I think when it's all said and done, I think LeBron's going to be the leading scorer in the NBA, and scoring isn't even what he's best at. I think he's better as a passer.
Yeah.
I really respect like what he's done, like on the court as well as off the court with his school, and like how there's never been really any controversy surrounding LeBron, at least that I know of, other than like the decision. Maybe that was pretty much it. But like, I respect what he did, like with Cleveland, how he brought them their first championship in however long, and how he did it. And I've just always really loved LeBron. I love how he plays. He's really unselfish. He always is willing to. He always people kind of use it as a knock that he'll like pass the ball like if he's not open during like crunch time or whatever. And I think that's the right play. So I always will back him for that. But I've just always loved LeBron and Chris Paul too. I think those are my two favorites.
All right,
like Chris Paul.
I'll give you LeBron on the longevity, like the body of work. I mean, the guy still is great. I still want to know the reason how all of a sudden about 2 or 3 years ago during the regular season, his bald spot just completely disappeared and he had hair all of a sudden for a few days, and then boom, the bald spot was back again. Like he was trying some products out. I'm not sure.
He was. But the longevity, I think you're going back to that. I think that's something that's also incredibly impressive. He's in year. I think he's about to start year 18.
Yeah.
That's crazy, and he's still like
one of the best.
Still, in my opinion, the best, but in no debate, he's easily top 3, top 4, top 5 in the league still, and he's in year 18. Like that's crazy.
All right, so you're in college. You've ordered a lot of pizzas. Best pizza in Iowa City, and what are you getting on it?
I like Falbo's. I just like cheese though.
Really?
I'm a cheese guy. I sometimes get sausage on there, but mainly just cheese. I don't get any crazy toppings.
Okay. All right. You're in the gym working out. What's the top song on your playlist you need to have to get a good workout in?
Oof, that's hard. That's hard. I can't. It's hard to pick one song. I would say pretty much anything by Meek Mill. If I'm working out, like I feel like that's kind of he's somebody that is really like he's really his music really gets everybody going. So I would say Meek Mill or Pop Smoke. I think those are two rappers that. It's real intense, like they're real loud, like drill music kind of thing. So that's the kind of stuff that I like. But I would also like when I'm not playing, like I like guys like I like Eminem, like I like Drake. But I would say probably Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill is the number one song that I gotta hear.
See, we're getting to know you right now. Everyone we're watching you this season, we're gonna be like, I know that guy.
Yeah,
know a ton about him now. All right, the last one. in your movie, it's going to be a biopic about your life. Who's going to play you?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You got this. Come on.
I'm thinking.
Oh,
okay. I'm a huge. You ever watch the show Entourage?
oh yeah.
I'm a huge Entourage fan.
Me too.
So I would say Jerry Ferrara.
Really?
Yeah, I love him. I think
he's not tall enough.
Yeah, that's true. That none of them are tall enough though.
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh no, I got a better one. Do you watch The Office?
Yes.
Jim Halpert.
Jim Halpert. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I could see Jim Halpert. There's a little bit of a resemblance there.
I'm a lot like Jim Halpert, just my personality and everything. I think I fit with Jim Halpert. So what's his name?
In the show, it's Jim. Yeah, Jim. In real life, I can't remember it right now.
I can't either.
I'm drawing a blank right now, but he's been in a lot of other good stuff. And as soon as we're done here, I'll think of it. So
no, it's for real. But yeah, I'd say Jim Halpert.
All right. I think that was a solid choice. All right, man. We got to let you go. You got a busy schedule of classes and everything going on. We got to let you get back to it and hit that homework. Wanted to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on and talk to us at Nebraska Hawks Nest. And we just want to wish you nothing but luck and great health for this upcoming season. And we'll be rooting for you guys every single game and can't wait to get back in Carver.
Yeah, I'm excited for everybody to be back. It was different. You know, my brother really hated it. My big brother, he hated that there was no fans. So I'm excited to get them back. And Carver's going to be rocking, and I can't wait.
He feeds off the fans, and we feed off him. So that guy gets me fired up. I'm telling you, like I get jacked up watching him out there, and I get pumped when I see you fly through a lane and throw a dunk down too. So can't wait to see plenty more of those. And
you'll see a lot of them.
All right, man. Good luck this season. Go Hawks.
Yep. Thanks. Go Hogs.